Good morning everybody, Chris Gibson here. Welcome to the lab, so to speak, at Royal Queensland Golf Club. Just going to run through what we use, what's available, what's our go-to for putting, and the different areas that you can work on. So I have an array of different aids, for want of a better term, different measuring tools, things that we use on a regular basis. I'm also going to draw on some other aids that we go through, and in future videos I'm also going to go through how we use those and what they are and what benefits they are to all players, not just elite level athletes but all players. So from that point of view, let's start. So you'll notice on this putter here I have a little device. It's called Capto. This is fantastic. It's running on my iPad back here. It's very easy, very portable. It's easy for me to take to different areas when I jump on a plane and go to junior events and so on and so forth, and my players out there that are playing full time. It's really simple to use. It's something that measures, that gives us a baseline that we can come back and check and so on and so forth. Very accurate, very simple. It's very light to put on the shaft itself. It doesn't change the balance too much. It still does change the balance, there's no question about that. You'll also notice on the screen I've got my summary from Science of Motion SAM Putt Lab, which is a very useful tool, and in a lab situation like this is incredible to test putters and so on and so forth. And then we've got a sneak thing with Capto coming soon as well. But SAM Putt Lab is very good for putter reports, very accurate, incredibly good for data capturing, and a base model for people. So what we do is we get a base model. This is where you were, this is where we'd like to see you go, and then if you're not putting so well and you were putting well in a period and we've got that data, we capture that data and then we'll come back to it. So that's what all of these measuring devices do for us. So then you'll also notice on the ground here I've got my lovely little GoPro. Fantastic. You can use your smartphone, take some footage of what your putter's doing, if you're getting it out of the center of the putter face, so on and so forth. That's another useful little device that certainly, if you have one and you've got an iPad or an iPhone or a smartphone where you can stream the GoPro straight onto that device, that is very useful for real-time feedback and understanding what your putting stroke is doing. You'll also see the Perfect Putter here, which is something that I use a lot in relationship to. The Perfect Putter is fantastic for setting yourself up in a practice session. If you're a dedicated practicer, and I know a lot of you out there are, looking for something to set up the same way every time. So we reload the same program every time. So when I wake up in the morning, I might have slept a little awkwardly and I feel different. But if we've got something like this that we can set up to a straight putt, or a breaking putt for that matter, and then you'll notice I've got a measuring tool here, and what we do is put a golf ball in the center. I know that my stance is a certain distance apart and the ball is in the same position in my stance. So even if I have slept a little interestingly, then I can come back and set that up again. So it's really good to do that. You can also do that, you've got an alignment stick here. You can also, the really good version or an easy version to take with you if you're traveling and so on and so forth. We put some marks on that alignment stick and measure how far our feet are apart and put it on the toes, how far the putter is away and where it is in the stance, to come back, same thing, to come back to the same setup every time. You'll also notice I've got a mirror here as well, which is great for setup positions and so on and so forth. Mirrors I like to use for a setup position only and then take the mirror away. I don't like the feedback from mirrors a great deal. In particular, the mirrors that sit quite high off the ground, because clearly you're going to hit a different part of the putter face. So I really don't like that a great deal. It's great for you to know where your eye line is. It's great for you to know where your shoulder plane is, so on and so forth. However, it's sitting that far off the ground that it really does make a huge difference to where the putter comes off. You'll notice I've also got TrackMan here, and obviously some of these things are very expensive and I'm extraordinarily lucky to have them, but they're very useful tools if you have access to them. So TrackMan used to be basically used for club fitting, and then went into then being able to teach with it, and now it's gone and evolved again into putter speed control, ball control, or ball speed control, I should say, and be able to use that, which is a very, very useful tool in its own right, and that streams straight to your smartphone or an iPad or Surface Pro or whatever the case may be, and whatever you want to use as far as that's concerned. So very, very useful tool if you have that for ball speed, getting consistent ball speed, so therefore consistency out of the putter face itself. And then we have a laser here for alignment, a laser alignment tool, and these are all also based on what, where, how, when you can practice. One of the big things here is I'm standing on a well putt mat, which I'm very, very happy with. We're going to cover the entire surface at some stage with a well putt mat in relationship to how easy it is to use, how well it runs. It really does react and look like a putting surface. Our putting surface at the moment is a hell of a lot quicker than this one, unfortunately. However, it still rolls quite nicely. It's about 11 on the stimp meter, this particular one, so it's still quite quick. Then we go into some of the other things. So a string line, so we put that on the ground and putting down along the string line. We also have a raised string line this way. This one's very, very good because it doesn't have any inhibiting factors there. So some of the things that you'll see out there, you'll have to roll it over or roll it across or have the shaft or head sitting on them and so on and so forth. This is just a straight, you can use it on straight putts, you can use it on breaking putts, and it's really, really easy just to put over the top of the hole back and then get to where your eyes are directly on top of the golf ball if that's the way you putt, or being able to line it up and get a start line for you in relationship to being able, in particular breaking putts, a start line and being able to roll that, start it on that start line and roll it at the correct speed to get it into the hole. If you're an aim pointer, which I am, and I have been proudly part of the aim point community for quite some time, we've got a digital level here to be able to work out what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% is, so we can go and practice our green reading from that standpoint. I've got a Sharpie here that I mark a golf ball with. So these are all the things that we will use in relationship to being able to practice your putting. And when we've got all of this available to us, the interesting thing is there shouldn't be an excuse for people to say, I don't really like putting, it's boring, so on and so forth. If we've got this much available, or a host of tees, an alignment stick, string line, all of those things, 15 minutes on this, 15 minutes on this, 15 minutes on this, 15 minutes on this, you have a fantastic putting session that won't have you being bored. Quite simple, really. So therefore, it doesn't give you an excuse to say, I'm bored, I don't know what to practice, da 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 da. There are a myriad of different things out there that help you with that. You just have to Google putting practicing, and all of a sudden all of these things come up. So it's not just what we have here. The lucky last thing that I wanted to mention was my little calibration strip from Aimpoint. So basically that gives us, if you're an aim pointer, that gives you the ability to be able to set up a calibration of speed control and allow you to hit to a target and know that that target is perfect. So that's one wonderful little strip there that I use quite regularly. And then you have simple tee drills where gate drills and hitting it through here and so on and so forth. John Graham is a fantastic putting coach, and there's a lot of drills that I've used that he does in relationship to centered contact and so on and so forth. And it's being able to use 2 5-cent pieces for us in our neck of the woods, hitting the top 5-cent piece off for a centered contact on the vertical axis, and then your tee gate for horizontal axis. So there is a myriad of different things that you can do out there. You don't need a $200,000-$300,000 facility, multi-million-dollar facility in this case, to be able to practice your putting. You just need some ideas and then go and do it from there. The last thing that you should incorporate into your putting, and any practice for that matter, any sort of practice session, but also out the golf course and so on and so forth, is a dear old notepad. Notepad so you can do what you need to do, when you need to do it, have a a clear drill, a clear goal for those sessions, and then therefore you can write them down and you can compare them to the previous session. You can write your goals for the sessions. You can also then say, did I achieve those goals and what do I need to achieve those goals? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please, if you haven't liked my YouTube channel, please do that. Click the like and the bell there for notifications. And we will keep on continuing how I use these different drills, different devices to help people how to putt and then to ultimately shoot lower scores and hold more putts. Look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Stay safe.